We take happiness for granted. We take laughter for granted. True moments of laughter aren't really seen in a TikTok, or they're not seen in a reel. They're seen with friends and family and in moments such as. That's what true laughter is. We take happiness for granted. We take smiling at something and really adoring something. You know, seeing like a polar bear take an ice bath. I mean, that's cute on a phone, but there's something mesmerizing being out in this field. And I just saw a blue jay. I could look up a blue jay any day, any hour of the day, but I saw a blue jay singing in a tree. Now their calls are quite ugly. I thought their calls were kind of, but yeah, their bird calls are not the best. But I saw a blue jay, and I stared at it for like I don't know how long, but I will remember that. I will remember seeing that blue jay way more than I will remember the last 10 reels that I scrolled on a few hours ago. Because we take happiness for granted. We take the opportunity of life somewhat for granted. And I don't mean to say that as in, oh, just be happy or just stop being sad. But chasing happiness isn't going to fulfill you. Chasing happiness in itself isn't going to fulfill you. There's one of my mentors at my university. My mentor, we talk about the idea of pursuing happiness a lot. And pursuing happiness in itself isn't how you achieve a true smile or achieve a true life to wake up for. Achieving something that fulfills you is what brings happiness. Happiness is never the first priority. It's not. It should never be the first priority, right? After graduating high school, you want to say, oh, I want to go to my dream college, not I want to be happy at my dream college. Or I want to be happy after high school. It's always goals. Goals is what fulfill your happiness. You don't want to say I want to be happy tomorrow. You say I want to run 3 miles tomorrow, or I want to study for my test tomorrow. Pursuing happiness is never going to achieve happiness. Pursuing goals, pursuing something greater than your everyday life is what makes you happy. Even me being out here, I was debating on even if I wanted to come out here, but now that I'm here, it feels good. It feels good. What's your goal? If you don't have a goal, why not? Is it because you don't know where to start? Is it because you don't have a plan for that goal? What's your goal? I'm gonna tell you a little story. So this semester was one of my lowest moments. And I didn't go to the gym for more than 2 months straight. I didn't go to the gym for more than 2 months straight, and that is extremely unheard of for my life, for who I am. Me not going to the gym for even 2 weeks before this, I never skipped more than 2 weeks without going to the gym. So me not going to the gym in over 2 whole months, there was something internally wrong, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. I went to our local university's counseling center for therapy to try to dissect what was going on and why I couldn't just go back to who I was and go back to what I was doing all the time. Go back to my second hand nature of just going to the gym. So that entire time, those 2 months periods, of course, I was still doing all that I can to better myself, but physically I couldn't activate myself. And it's because I didn't have a goal to work towards. I didn't have a reason to go to the gym. Of course, I could say, I want to get in shape, or I want to, achieve a new bench press, or achieve, well, I already have no flex, but I already have a 6-pack, so it's like, but, I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a goal. And so because I didn't have a goal, I had no reason to go. And I didn't have a plan to even go. So after my second counseling meeting, with a new therapist, me and her, we were talking. Well, actually, she wasn't necessarily talking. She was allowing me to speak. Because I think she understood that I'm able to dissect myself and dissect who I am and where I reside. And so she was allowing me to speak. And during me talking, me unraveling my thoughts, I said it right then and there that I used to have a reason. And that reason was to go to states or in achieving a greater PR, because I used to do track. But this year things got shaken up, and so I wasn't able to do track anymore. But during that time when I was doing track, I had a reason to go. I had a goal to achieve my peak athleticism so that I can perform in track. But after leaving track, my goal got lost. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is a Cybertruck. That thing is ugly. Yuck. Ugh. That shit look like a Roblox car. But yeah, I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a reason to go, and so that entire time I was. But in the middle, I'm gonna digress. But in the middle of my speaking, she allowed me to just keep dabbling on with what I was talking about, because she understood that. I think she understood that I'm able to, that I was getting somewhere. And so in the middle of my speaking, I told myself that I'm gonna give myself a goal to just go to the gym for 7 days straight, just 7 days. That's it. And at the time, it felt embarrassing. It feels embarrassing at times to have to remind yourself of either things that you used to be good at, or things that you do, or just things that remind you of kind of where you are. Me having to tell myself to go to the gym, at that moment, it felt embarrassing. You know, it did. But I gave myself a 7 day goal, and here I am, 15 days in. Oh, oil. Here I am, 15 days in, and Beforehand, the moments where I would tell myself to go to the gym, but I didn't have a goal, I would just kind of neglect it. But now, when I hear myself saying like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, now I force myself to go to the gym. So it kind of flip-flopped. A few months ago, I would think, go to the gym, but I wouldn't. But now, when the thoughts of, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, it's like reverse psychology. Now I do. Now I want to go to the gym. And the reason why I say that story is just because having a goal is important. Even me just setting a 7-day goal. Just setting a 7-day goal, it has the capabilities of turning into a habit. I'm not going to eat junk food for 7 days, or I'm going to study for at least an hour in this one class for 7 days. Or I'm going to go on a walk for 7 days straight. Just simple things like that. Having your goals start out small is what truly expands yourself to big goals. Being a millionaire, you can't be a millionaire without being a 6-figure person first. But without 6 figures, you gotta have that 5 figures. You don't just become a millionaire. You gotta get that first 100 first. You gotta get that first paycheck or that first sale, and then you gotta hit that $1,000 mark where you see 4,000, or where you see four digits. Now you have 5 digits. But to get to those 6 digits, you gotta get those 5 digits. What, 10 more times? It's easy to say I want to be a millionaire or I want to achieve something great, but the process is what you gotta enjoy, not the end goal. The process is what you gotta enjoy. Because going to the gym for 7 days straight, I didn't just look at the 7th day. I'm like, all right, here's the 7th day. We're good. It was each and every single day. Now what am I doing? Monday, what am I doing? Monday was full body. Tuesday, arms and chest. Wednesday, core, quads. It wasn't about the 7th day. It was about the process. And that's why I'm here now. I want to go at least get 3 videos out in 7 days. And here's the first. Here's the first.